Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaching the Boundaries of Business. My name is Francis Michael from Skyhigh.Vip. The story of co-working began way back in 2005 in San Francisco. This was in response to the need of a feeling of independence and a certain structured freedom accorded by these well-decorated spaces with flexible lease options. Fast forward to 2019, the co-working concept has evolved and has become a global phenomenon. Today, there are over 22,000 co-working spaces worldwide. This is a far cry from 310 just over a decade ago. Well, there's no better person to talk about co-working spaces than Guillaume Martin. Guillaume Martin is the co-founder and COO of Flyspaces. Guillaume, thanks for joining us today. Please tell me, what is the story with Flyspaces?
Thank you, Francis. Flyspaces is an online marketplace and booking platform dedicated to corporate real estate and office space in particular. So we were born 4 years ago. We launched in the Philippines and Singapore at about the same time, and since then we expanded to Hong Kong and Malaysia and Indonesia. Our focus is to list and work with co-working spaces across the region. This is how we got started as a simple listing platform. And over time, we evolved into tech-enabled brokerage. Today we work with about 1,000 space partners across the region. We list about 5,000, more than 5,000 listings. And our clients can find anything from meeting facilities to co-working space to traditional office space as well.
Guillaume, I understand you have managed a business consulting firm. Tell me, what made you start Flyspaces?
Yes, so about 10 years ago, back in the time, I was working for a European consulting firm. We had projects in China, and then we opened a local business in Hong Kong. A few years later, we opened the business in Singapore as well. And at this time, it was very complex and a tedious process to find an office or workspace through the different stages of the company, from the very beginning and also as we grew, we had different needs. So I always had in mind, building something like Flyspaces to really facilitate the process. And also my business partner Mario is based in the Philippines. Basically went through the same painful process. At the time he was working for Rocket Internet in Manila, and he launched a few ventures. And even Philippines is even more difficult to find the right space with flexibility and find basically what you want.
Over the decades, business needs have evolved and people have become more demanding. So what solutions do you provide to appease these demands?
Yes, absolutely, especially in the past 5 to 10 years. With the acceleration of technology and innovation, companies of all sizes are very demanding. What we saw in the corporate real estate market and office market is things have not really changed much in the past decades. Now, if you're a small company, you need to and you want to have an easy access to all available workspaces in a certain place, in a certain city. You want to see transparent pricing, you want to easily access the space or book online a meeting room. And so this is really what we have built with Flyspaces. We facilitate the processes at every stages and for every product. So you can book a meeting room and pay online. With Flyspaces you can find a co-working space and also a more traditional office space on our platform. And we are also launching some innovative products. For example, we have launched our co-working passport earlier this year. This gives access to small companies but also bigger companies, access to about 100 co-working spaces in the region through one single membership. It's very easy. You can book online on your mobile app or on your phone and access co-working spaces in Singapore and also in Hong Kong, in Manila, in Jakarta, in KL. So that's one of the things that we are developing in the region to help our clients facilitate their all their requirements when it comes to workspace.
You know, that sounds like a really exciting way to move forward. What do you think is the future of co-working spaces and collaborative culture?
Yes, the co-working space market is evolving and growing very fast, especially in Southeast Asia. When we got started, we have a few traditional brands, mostly serviced offices, and over the past 5 years, we've seen a tremendous growth of the capacity and the supply of co-working spaces. Now in Singapore alone, you have more than 120 brands and hundreds of different locations. We see the growth accelerating everywhere in big cities in Southeast Asia. When a few years back, it was mostly meant for startups and SMEs, we see also the type of corporation going to flexible workspace changing fast, and those companies are bigger and bigger. You see now multinational companies setting up some teams or setting up their headquarters in a co-working space is becoming very typical. A company like WeWork is setting up corporate leasing teams to cater to those bigger clients that sometimes take up to 100 or more seats. So we see the market evolving in that direction with up to 30% of the real estate commercial market being flexible by 2030. That's the analysis from a few large brokerage companies that we see on the ground everywhere in Southeast Asia really taking place today.
Guillaume, one last question for you. Many of our viewers are founders of startups, and we have a lot of international viewers as well. And most of these people are actually looking to come into Asia to set up either businesses or their branch offices. What can you do for them?
Yeah, so you know, if you are in a new company setting up a business in Singapore or in Southeast Asia, one of the first things you will need is office space. So this is where we can help. You can simply search on our on our platform, on our marketplace. You can find any kind of space for every budget with all the flexibilities that will suit your company. We have specific products like our co-working passports that can be also a great option to get started in the region as well, if you are like a very small team or just one person to start with. And also we have local teams and person you can talk to in every city, in every market where we are. We believe in close relationship with our clients. And when you start a company in the Philippines or in Indonesia, it's very difficult to navigate and understand what's going on in terms of regulation or in terms of office market. So we also have teams on the ground that can advise on workspace and beyond as well, because ourselves, you know, we have set up companies across the region, and we've been, as a startup, we've been through also the difficulties and the challenges to set companies in the region.
Thank you, Guillaume.
Thank you, Francis.
Now, Guillaume Martin, the co-founder and chief operating officer of Flyspaces. On a separate note, Guillaume is also a member of the UCPC, a chamber of commerce owned and operated by Skyhigh.Vip. That's all the time we have for today. Drop us a note at info@skyhigh.vip if you'd like to have your business featured in our upcoming episodes of Breaching the Boundaries of Business. I'm Francis Michael from Skyhigh.Vip. We connect positively.